Hello and welcome to another episode of Game and Tell. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Soylent Green. Yes, Soylent Green. Don't ask questions, just fucking eat it. Tonight's episode, my colleagues Matt and Jeff and I will be discussing the do's and don'ts of open world gaming, the quote-unquote new consoles from Sony and Microsoft, and then a small discussion on Pokemon Sun and Moon, followed by a segment of Total Waste and a couple of quick reviews on things we're either excited to play or things we have played. So let's kick things off first and foremost with do's and don'ts of open world gaming with Matt, who I'm sure has a few things to say about Mass Effect Andromeda.
Matt?
Hey, so Mass Effect Andromeda was recently shown at E3, and I thought we were going to get a little bit more discussion about it, but most fans of the series only got a small trailer introducing a couple more worlds and a little bit of gameplay, but nothing beyond what they've previously said at previous E3s, so not too much there. But the real thing is that the game is going to be open world. Now, a lot of the fans of the series are thinking this is going to be a step backward because it's not really related to the original trilogy in the sense of either gameplay nor story. And I think the story is what really held up the trilogy, whereas this Andromeda new game is going to be mostly focused on, that open world aspect with biotics and, the rest of the gameplay. But the thing is, it's not really going to be the same because it's going to fall into the trap of a lot of the open world games and a lot of the bugs that they have, which are, I feel, lack of a cohesive narrative. Obviously, you have things that fill up an open world game like fetch quests, that kind of thing, but I feel like it's kind of out of the place of a Mass Effect world. Everything you did in the original trilogy was leading up to something, whereas this Andromeda, it just feels like they're going the Fallout 4 route, create your own character, you know, join your own faction and just go out into the world, which would be cool in some respects, but I think it's going to ultimately the narrative is going to fall into itself and really hurt the gameplay rather than help it. So the first don't, I would say, especially for this game as far as open world goes, is don't fall into the trap of having these excessive fetch quests because it's going to detract from your overall narrative. And hopefully we will see them pick up the pieces for that in the future. But right now, there's very scarce details on whether they're going to promise or deliver on that promise or not. And I think that one of the other problems that this game is going to run into, and a lot of people are kind of in the same boat as me on this, is just the fact that there are already too many open world games as it is. I mean, you have Fallout 4 already, you've got GTA 5, Witcher 3, and even though some of these games have strong writing, I'm sure BioWare is no slump in that department, but like I said, an unfocused narrative is ultimately going to hurt the game, and I don't want this to be Witcher 3 in space. That's the last thing I want. And since the market's saturated with these games and just the fact that there are too many open world games out there, I'm not boarding the hype train for Andromeda, and I'm a huge fan of the original trilogy. The game was always set to be a trilogy, and I think that putting an open world emphasis on it and not having it relate to the other three games is going to ultimately hurt it. Plus, the lead writer left for Bungie, I think, back in February of last year. So, I mean, you kind of have the internal team is kind of up in the air as far as how they're going to, as far as the direction of the game. So it's not really going to be something I'm looking forward to. I'll probably get it just because I'm a fan of Mass Effect, but I'm not holding my breath for the quality of this thing. And that's all I got to say on that issue.
Oh, God, I didn't think he'd hate it that much. Just kind of let it happen.
Bad. But the thing is that, like, it's not the Mass Effect I've known and loved. That's what it is.
No. That is true. That is true. I mean, Mass Effect came through that idea that you are here to make a difference in the universe. The world of Mass Effect, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now you're open world, so you're more like you're on a sort of a little adventure going on that does slightly change the world, but not the way Mass Effect 1, 2, 3 trilogy did, where it affected
Mhm.
worlds, wars, and in fact all of humanity, of all living things, in fact, of the universe. Now you're just pretty much, well, I'm gonna affect that guy's life. I'm gonna save his daughter, or maybe rescue his son, or something. But you're not looking at like the total picture here.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be lack of a bigger picture, I think, with an open world game. And it's open to plenty of bugs. I mean, you've seen open world games just absolutely fucking tank because of bugs.
Oh
You've
yeah,
seen Arkham Knights, you've seen Assassin's Creed Unity, and I think it's just, I mean, it comes with the territory. Bugs are going to be prevalent in any game, but especially so in open world games.
any open world
And
game
yeah,
has bugs. Every game.
oh, for sure.
Skyrim had some great bugs where the dragons flew backwards.
Yeah, the faceless meme of the Assassin's Creed Unity character.
Oh yes, yes, yes. And those bugs are actually like more welcome. People are like, oh, that's funny, and then they create memes, and it's more of a joke. They put YouTube videos up there. It's not like oh, this is bad. I mean, it's full of bugs, but it's almost like worshipped in a way because it's so funny.
Yeah, and you know, it's not really when people announce a game and say, "Oh, it's gonna be open world." I don't know where they get off thinking that says selling points because all that really says is yes, they have a little bit more freedom of choice as players go, but with the bugs, the lack of a narrative, and the fact that the market is absolutely saturated with these things, I don't think it's doing it any favors in terms of marketing.
Yeah.
No.
Well, like a lot of people would say, oh, well, Mass Effect trilogy was open world. It was not. You had a choice to go here or there, but you weren't given free reign to explore entire worlds. You were given
Yeah.
a quest. Here's your quest. Do this. It's your choice to go about it, but guess what? The story will not advance.
Hmm.
True open world, sandbox ish, is GTA, where you absolutely can play the game for hours, not doing shit.
Yeah, there's plenty of side quests in that game.
Yeah. Even Skyrim and Fallout, though open world as it is, you are restricted to where you can go. I mean, you could try your very best to get to the higher level areas, you'll get killed. True open world is GTA, where you are not restricted to going anywhere. Well, maybe for the first few games where the bridge was destroyed, but let's face it, you put in a cheat and you flew over the broken bridge and you got to see the world.
Hmm.
So, open world, yeah, well, you know what it means. It's not exactly a great thing to advertise for your game that is originally not open world.
No, I mean, honestly, sometimes I mean, it comes down to being a very subjective feel as to whether or not you like open world games. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we've seen within the past year so many open world games just tank because of all the issues that plague these things. And honestly, I don't think it's going to help the game at all.
Mm, we shall have to see. Who knows? Maybe they'll
Yeah.
correct themselves. But beginning skepticism kind of high, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So what's next on our list here? Do's and don'ts.
Do's and don'ts of open world gaming.
Enlighten us, Tony.
The biggest thing I'm sick of in open world gaming, and I know everyone says this, that's just part of it. It has to be there. You have to do it. Just fucking do it. Shut up. I'm sick of fetch quests. I'm tired of fetch quests. I'm
Hmm.
tired of going to find the bottles of milk, the chickens, the fucking goldenrod double-ended super dildo that these two bitches have to have. I'm tired of it.
Well, they
I
have to have it,
they,
Tony.
they have to have it right now, and I'm just sick of it. Open world gaming. I love open world gaming. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think it's really really cool. But again, the market's getting oversaturated with that stuff, and I think it becomes less about what is actually going on in the game and more about how many quests can I fit into this game to keep these people playing it. How many pieces of armor can I put in there? How many pieces of clothing? How many different hats? How many fucking, how much bullshit can I fit into this world that actually has nothing to do with this world and just keeps them running around with their grocery list of bullshit to do? It's a big don't to me that's the way those games, a lot of the games work. I find it highly annoying.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why they get away with like throwing DLC in your face for open world games because it's just more quests that they can add to the experience. It's just more bullshit they can pile on.
It's if you're adding a more story to the game and you're gonna keep telling the story that I was already playing, or maybe it keeps the story I was already playing and transitions into a new story. That's great. Do that. Don't add fetch quests and nonsense to a game that didn't need it.
But
yeah, that's true.
Don't even. Don't.
There it comes. There it comes.
Don't, because that fucking game is one giant fetch quest. Don't you dare bring those dollar bills back with a single burn mark. Nothing. No crispiness. Listen, bitch, crispy agents are no good to us either. Oh my god, Faye, I fucking hate you. Whoever wrote the dialogue for that game,
oh my god.
I want to meet you so I can punch you in the fucking teeth until your teeth touch your brain. You didn't.
It is truly cringeworthy.
Oh my god, you didn't even try. Like, and that's another thing I think that kills games like that is you're not putting any heart into the voice acting in the game, and that's one of the key things about games that keeps people interested is I want to hear epic moments in this game. I don't want to hear, oh, I used to come here when I was a kid. Glad my parents are dead now. Are you fucking serious? Why was that even a line for the game?
Oh, I'm taking my teeth now.
Oh my fucking god, dude! I can't. That okay. I'm gonna go into my don'ts. So don'ts for open world gaming: terribly written lines, terrible voice actors, fetch quests. Or actually, I'm still on don'ts. Those are my don'ts for open world gaming. The do's that I have for open world gaming is keep the game focused and centered around the story. If you have to add fetch quests to it, keep those fetch quests at least relative to the story. Get those fetch quests from people who are actually part of the story, not some random villager or guy on the street who's just like, hey, can you go get me some chicken, roast beef, a pizza? No!
There we go. Oh my god.
With that
I
shit.
have something to say about this. I have something to say. Okay. Who here has played Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns?
I didn't play it.
Matt.
Fuck, I have, sadly enough.
Alright. Okay. Now, the game has a premise. The world is going to end in so many days, right? As you recall? So there is a sense of urgency. In fact, the game says the world might end sooner if you don't solve people's problems. You know, they're saddened that the world's going to end. They're in a state of chaos. You must get them to cheer up. Even though the world is going to end, you got to get them to cheer up. I mean, it's kind of a grim tale. They know they're going to die. So there are a bunch of fetch quests in here that absolutely do not make any sense. There is one fetch quest that I was okay with, where they says, "Oh, my grandma's dying. I know the world's gonna end, but I would like to see my grandma healthy before the world ends." Okay, cool. I understand that. I know where this kid's coming from. I'll gladly go find the potion or the herbs to create that potion to solve this problem for this kid. Okay? Cool with that. I go to this one district, and this person's saying, "Can you write a review for these restaurants? I want you to go to 3 restaurants and taste their food." I'm like, what the fuck is this going on here? What the fuck? The world is fucking gonna end, and you want me to write a freaking review for three restaurants? And Lightning went off and did it, and I was surprised that such a quest could exist when the world is about to end. Like, what the fuck?
I thought Lightning was like some badass blonde chick wielding a sword, not a food critic. What happened?
She got turned into food critic. In fact, the freaking she was forced to say the Chocobo song or something. What was it? I don't know, but it helped her get a costume or something. It's really funny on the internet.
So wait a minute. You don't understand how a person who's trying to save the world doesn't have the ability to sit down and write a fucking Yelp review?
Yeah. See, she was writing a Yelp review, and
That's what she was doing.
the quest gave a lot. It gave a lot of points. It gave a lot of experience or whatever it may be. I remember playing this game. It's been like over 3 years now, so I played it when it came out. I rented it, and I I, I was amazed by what the stupid fetch quest was. So to get back on track with these open world stuff here, please keep the quest relevant to the story. I mean, you can have a bullshit fetch quest once in a while, but don't make it 90% of the content. You're telling me that you're trying to find a sword, and that sword was broken into 5 different pieces. You don't know where the 5 pieces are. Go find me the 5 pieces sword so you can have an awesome weapon to go feed the bad guy. Cool, I'll understand that. Hey, go find me a chicken.
Why? Why? I think in all honesty, I think the only games that can really get away with the fetch quest bullshit are the apocalypse themed games, like, you know, the world has ended and you're trying to help people find shit, because that's basically all the fucking games are. So, like Dying Light, for instance, zombie apocalypse, just in that one little country or city, whatever the fuck that whole area is supposed to be. The entire game is go get us some water, go get us some guns, go get us this, go get us that. Like, that's fine, because it's a survival game. In
Makes
survival
sense.
games, I think it makes sense. It's fine. But when you're playing Final Fantasy, you don't have time to sit down and Yelp review for restaurants. The world's going to end, but can you
Oh my
make sure
God.
I get 4 stars on Yelp? Listen, if I don't get the 4 stars, if I don't get it, I'm going to be extra sad. I'll make sure the world ends, bitch. Sit the fuck down. Stop crying.
Quicker.
Stop fucking crying. Sit the fuck down and eat that food. I swear to God. Tammy, get this bitch the food. That's the way it's
God
going to
damn
go.
it, Tammy.
I don't know why it's always Tammy, but it is.
Dude, Tammy's got a fucking. She's got an ego.
She does. And I don't know why they all sound like they're from Wisconsin. But anyway. Anyway.
We love you, Tammy. We love you.
We
Don't
do.
get us wrong.
But that's just the way that these games go, and I like to see open
Well, I
world
mean,
games. I do.
So Witcher 3 did it right, though. I mean, side quests were integral to the main story, and half the time when you were doing some of the side quests, you wouldn't realize it, but later in the main game, they would show up as those decisions that you made in the side quests would affect those main missions. I think that's the right way to go about side quests.
There we go.
Make them integral to the story.
There we
That
go.
game was neat. They did a lot of neat stuff. Like, if you killed a bunch of wolves, there'd be more deer. If you killed a bunch of deer, I think there were more wolves or something. I don't remember, but there's something like that. It's a really neat concept. Like, the game changed, or the world changed based on the decisions you made. And I have to wonder, like, if you just walked into a town and killed everyone.
Ah, yeah, that happens in Fallout.
Yeah.
And whoever made Fable, I forgot your name because you're not important to me anymore. I know this is possibly the game that you wanted, The Witcher, what you want Fable to be, but you promised a lot, didn't deliver, gave me a bunch of fetch quests, or in fact, one of the weirder quests where you're pretty much doing the opposite of whatever this other person's doing. That's
Yeah.
Fable 1, by the way. Fable 2
Yeah.
and 3 are complete crap. I mean, Fable 1 is actually a good game. I'll actually say it. You know,
Yeah.
it didn't have
Fable 1 is the best one, I think.
it didn't have the stuff the guy said. Oh, if you cut your hair this certain way, all the neighborhood kids is gonna mimic you. If you sleep outside, you might develop allergies. If you get bitten by a Wolverine, was it called Wolverine or Wolverine?
Balverine.
Balverine, you might get turned into a werewolf or a Balverine, and you wake up. You know, you black out. You wake up the next morning, you don't know what happened. All you know, and then you go back to town and you find out a bunch of people died, and they talk about that never happened. None of that ever occurred, but the guy wanted it. Then I look at The Witcher, and I look at Skyrim, and I look at all those other games that pretty much were getting to the point where this is what the guy originally wanted. So, yeah, we're getting kind
They
of
shut
close.
They shut down Lionhead Studios, didn't they?
I have no idea.
Swear to God, yeah, right, man. Lionhead got shut down. They're done.
I really like their studios game, or in the movies game.
Yeah.
That was fun.
They made Fable though.
I know. Fable 1 was good. Where did they?
Well, wait a minute.
What?
Lost Chapters or the original Fable game?
Original Fable.
You didn't like Lost Chapters? Lost Chapters is the original game with more content.
Yeah, but it felt more like a DLC.
Eh, eh, okay.
I only ever played the game with the Lost Chapters DLC, so I'm not gonna rant on it. I thought it was a pretty good package.
When I got the game, when before anything was ever existent on Xbox original, because I can't. Yeah, I played Fable, and I thought, where's all the stuff, the content that was. Now there's your open world game from back of the day, Xbox original, and
Yeah,
you
well,
can go
see.
anywhere, you can do anything, sort of. You can kick damn chicken.
Yeah, but you couldn't like I was hoping, oh sweet, I'll be able to take a torch and burn down villages and pillage them and do all this neat shit. They didn't open world for its time, yeah, but by today's standards, that's just a sandbox and a very small one, like the poor
Alright.
kid sandbox.
Yeah, I was able.
It's a litter box.
Litter box. I remember genociding my town a bunch of times, and raiding the houses and then waiting around and then repopulated and regenociding the town
back in
again.
the day, back in the day,
Yeah,
that's what I did.
yeah. I had nothing else to do with my time.
Yep.
It,
Okay, so dues, what to do?
dues for open world gaming, like I said, dude. Keep the quests narrative to the story, keep the quests to the narrative. Limit the side quests, maybe. Don't add my biggest fear on some of these games is that they're going to add so many side quests that the story is going to seem shorter. Yeah, the game takes 100 hours to complete. 95 hours of that game is spent playing side quests. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but it's a decent, let's say 80% of the game or 75% of the game is fucking side quests.
Oh yeah.
Or just running around and finding shit. Yeah, discovering shit is kind of cool. That's fine. You can discover new points of interest or towns or random shit. But give me more story. Give me less side quest. Give me 60 to 70. No, give me a clear 80% game. Give me the other 20% side quests and bullshit. I know that's where you get a lot of your XP and shit, but give me more. I want more.
I say bullshit side quest removed. I mean, make relevant side quest. Make your characters, hey, hope it's some armor or some weapons. Stuff that you can actually use.
Give me a reward worth looking for.
Right. So when they talk about this legendary weapon, or this item, or maybe this gun, it makes sense to do it and doesn't feel like a side quest. It feels relevant to your story because it's something that you can use.
Yep.
That's how you make it, though.
Yeah.
I would say that Fallout 4 had pretty good lore in their games, or even Fallout 3. Basically, you go roaming around and then you find a bunch of raiders in their headquarters, and then you find these notes in these terminals, and they're talking to each other. Like they're talking about this one person in this one area, and they're talking about another person in this other area, and then it's not important. But if you read it, it gives them a backstory to what's really going on here. So it becomes relevant again. What I don't want is get me the chicken. I had enough of that in World of Warcraft. I mean, seriously, I don't want to be doing that all day long.
Well, see, the problem with that is that MMO games are always going to do that because I don't really think MMO games are as story-driven as console games are, or as regular games are. MMOs are more just, see how much shit we can get these little shitheads to do before they stop playing.
Oh, yeah. They're filibusters.
It's padding the gameplay out is what it's doing.
Yeah.
Padding the game and filibustering it.
Yeah, it's not a game anymore. Like I said, it's a fucking grocery list.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here's another thing I would like to say about do's and don'ts about open world. Right now, this is going to become to a surprise to many of you out there.
Mm-hmm.
I will say limit the use of fast travel, because fast travel can break a game, an open world game, when you can teleport from one end to the map to the other side of the map to no consequence.
Mm-hmm.
No, see, a lot of Fallout 4 and 3 and Skyrim were and Oblivion were all taking advantage of the fast travel, and guess what? It it just shortens the reward, or it doesn't make the reward as nearly as potent when you can just go to this one dungeon, grab the item, exit out, and fast travel right back to town without I know you streamline the game so
Yeah.
you can get more things done, but it's like you suddenly cheapen the adventure a little bit, you know?
But didn't they have to, like in Skyrim, didn't you have to previously visit a location in order to fast travel to it?
Yes, and there has to be no enemies around. But the fact is, when you travel from one side to the map all the way to the other side of the map to find this great item to give this one person to make the
Mm-hmm.
great item or something, then you're cheapening the experience a little bit. So I say you can have fast travel, but you gotta limit that stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, have a teleporter or something. That's fine with me. A
Yeah.
portal, but fast travel, like when you press start and say I'm gonna go here, and then you just instantly get there to no consequence, then it just cheapens the adventure. You can finish Skyrim very quickly with fast travel
Yeah.
and it just feels like, oh, you got shortened out for your game, when the real beautiful part of these open world games is to go out and explore and adventure, to walk around the forest, the roadways, to be attacked by random enemies that just, or maybe sneak up on some, like you're traveling around
Yeah.
and you hear something. It's like, what's that sound? And then you turn the corner and you see like four enemies just kind of patrolling about, and then you're like, what's going on here? So instead of killing them, you just watch them, and you see them sort of go off to the distance, maybe to a hideout, and you realize that was a cave you never saw before, but you discovered because you followed them. You
Yeah.
would never experience that if you fast travel all the time, you know?
Yeah. There were certain parts of Skyrim that I'd never even seen before and still haven't seen because I spent the entire game fucking fast traveling from place to place.
It's a drug.
Yeah.
It really is a drug,
Yeah.
a bad drug, because why would you want to not? Why wouldn't you want to fast travel, right? The
There was a game, though, that did this the wrong way, who eliminated fast travel completely, but eventually brought it to the game. It was that Star Wars MMO. I don't know if anybody remembers it.
Knights of the
Or
Old
was
Republic.
I think it was
Overall,
it was one of those where you would spend anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half walking from place to place because they hadn't added vehicles or anything to the game for you to get around. I remember watching this on an episode of I can't believe I'm this old, but X Play on G4,
Oh wow.
and they were talking about it, and I was watching the guy Adam play the game, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to set my character to run from this point to this point, and while I'm doing this, I'm going to go do a ton of shit. I'm going to get my whole day done, and when I get back, that character will have reached that point. That to me didn't make any sense, but eventually people had vehicles and they were doing a taxi service, but fast travel, or at least a vehicle or a mount, is a good thing. But if you're just going to fast travel around, you lose the experience of exploring this giant world that the fucking people sat there and created for you.
Yes, that's right. Every tree, every rock, every little shred of bush or grass that's grown was there put in by a programmer
Mm-hmm.
that thought that was a good idea to put it there. It wasn't completely randomly generated. Somebody put time and effort to put this there, and fast travel ruins this. Um, you know,
hmm
so I say to anybody who makes an open world game, have a fast travel that is somewhat limiting. So perhaps I said before, a portal system where you can go from one end to a map, but not exact pinpoint fast travel from town to town, because
No.
we totally ruined the experience. Right now, I'm playing Fallout 4 on survival mode. There is absolutely no fast travel in this game, so it's a real danger when I go south east on the map where it gets more dangerous and dangerous. Then might I add you, there is no quick saves now either. When you die, the last save point was where you slept. So beds become an increasingly valuable thing that you'd look for. So you found a bed, just sit, right out in the open. You used it because that was your checkpoint. So, yeah, when you
Yeah, I
have,
think that adds immersion too, because you are forced to pay attention to what you're doing because you could lose it all in the blink of an eye, you know?
I remember, and there was a reward too for not saving for long periods of time in Fallout 4. It's called adrenaline. The more enemies you kill, the more adrenaline you build up. That means that also builds up to a damage multiplier. See, that's the right way to do it. So the risk and reward. If you don't save for a very long time, but you killed a lot of enemies, every enemy that you face will die a lot more quicker.
Yep.
But that also means one stray bullet could kill you and you lose all that progress. So I've lost hours in that game. The game will say I've only spent maybe 90 hours in the game. In truth be told, maybe it's closer to 200 because I've died so much.
So that's why open world games that do come is to have a good autosave feature.
You
You want to make sure that progress is saved at least somewhat.
I say, okay, an autosave function in open world game is a good idea because you don't want to lose progress. I mean, saving when you open a door or zone or every 10 minutes is fine. But give a reward to those who do not want this autosave function, and maybe give them like, okay, you gotta go to this hard mode where you can only save in the inn. Fine. After getting to a certain point and the game sees that you've done it this way, it will reward you with this badass item or some sort. So there's there's a little carrot dangling there for you.
I'm tired of the carrots. I'm tired of carrots.
Eat your goddamn vegetables.
No,
Tony.
I'm sick of this shit. I just I
Put
love
a Twinkie bar out there for you.
there you go. See, now you've got my attention. I love open world games, as I've said, and I'm really excited for Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, but I'm also really scared because this is their first time doing this. Like, some people say, oh, Zelda games are open world. No, they're not. Zelda games are a linear path. You have to follow the path in the game.
The true open world Zelda game was the first one, where you had no idea where to go.
Yeah, no. And now they're doing this. They're doing their first open world fucking go explore Hyrule. Go do what you gotta do. Get out. Go. And I'm worried because you can fuck that up. You can destroy that franchise, that fan base with this game.
Well,
something
Tony,
that people have waited forever for.
Well, Tony, don't you fret, because Skyward Sword was crap, and that's supposed to be Miyamoto's favorite game.
See, everyone says that. I never got to play Skyward Sword.
Well, I'll let you borrow it. And it's too linear. It's way too linear. Like, okay, this is how I want to explain it. When N64 came out, and you got Zelda, Ocarina of Time, critically acclaimed to be one of the best games. Do you want to know why? It's because it felt open world, even though the field was, at the time, was huge. And you felt like you went on an adventure. You went out to the mountain, came back down, you went into the belly of the fish, and you went to the future, and you explored all these areas, right?
Yeah.
But compared to nowadays, it's real small. But all Zeldas was like that, right up to Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword was mini sections of a map that looked big. So the game brought you way up to Skyloft. In which case, you got your bird and you drop down. When you drop down, you pick a location where you're gonna drop into. Now, these sections of the map don't connect to other pieces of the map. You have to go fly up and then come right back down. That's the problem with this game, is that the huge world was just small sections now, and that was the mistake. And well, the controls was kind of hard, but I mean, I like the idea that I can whack this enemy a certain way, but sometimes it became unresponsive, which was another downfall for Skyward Sword.
I was not a fan of the motion plus bullshit.
It was a great idea on paper, executed well by Miyamoto, I suppose. I mean, it was novelty for maybe the first hour, but there are certain enemies where you have to be very precise, and the motion plus could not deliver on it. I am sorry to say it did not. I had trouble with some of these enemies, in fact.
God damn it.
It didn't. There were a lot of problems with those controllers, for sure. I mean, precision was awful. You had to calibrate the game before you booted it up. So you're already like, well, I got to spend 10 minutes getting into the game.
It's hard. It was really hard to get through certain sections because you had to be very precise. I mean, it was a great attempt at them. And I love the narrative that, the way Zelda is portrayed is supposedly Link's friend and everything, and they become they have a more serious relationship, and so forth. Zelda's, you become It's completely like you just fall in love with Zelda. That's it's not emo Link, like Twilight Princess
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the game still sucked because it removed a lot of the elements that Zelda was supposed to be. Big world to explore and a world of wonder. Now you got this new Zelda game that basically has this idea that you woke up in the field, no memory, you don't know why you were there, and this is the beautiful part about it. You can beat the game, but you may not have the whole grasp of the story because you didn't do certain things. But the idea is you can beat the game as quickly as possible. So, if you want the extra story why Link ended up the way he did, what happened to the world, and so forth, then by all means, go that way. If you just want to get to the end credits as quickly as possible, then go down this route. You can. It's your choice. So
Hmm.
now you have time to wonder and experience the world for what it was, like Zelda's world.
See, I think that cheapens open world games when they do that. When it's, yeah, you can beat it really fast, or you can take your time. Like, no, 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 no. You created an open world. You created a story. Make me sit here and play the story and figure out what's going on. I want to know everything. I don't want to just spend 10 minutes playing it. Who the hell pays $60 for a game to beat it in a couple of hours? It's all
Yes,
about replay value in this day and age.
there are people out there that want to speed test this, or time trial, whatever people. But that's one thing. But I want to enjoy the game, to sit down, look around, and see things. And Zelda, from what I see right now, has that sort of feel right now. And a lot of the people who played it at E3 were impressed by the way the game is played. They said the line was not nearly as long was as long as the time when the Wii first came out. When no one has ever touched or played the Wii, the
Jesus.
lines was that 4 hours wait. They said 4 hours wait, and
Yeah.
most of the people playing it were positive, like they loved what they saw. You know, so I have in good faith that they're doing the right thing. Um, I hopefully the game is by far better than every other Zelda game has come out since then, because I want to be blown away.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want the open world experience of Hyrule that I've been waiting for since I first picked up an NES controller and started playing a fucking Zelda game.
I mean, there it was Zelda One. You basically burnt every bush. You went to every single tile. You pushed every single rock to find
Yep.
every single secret. And some of them went bad because you touched a certain statue, it came to life and killed you. You burned every bush. You went inside, and the person said, "Why'd you burn my house down?" And you had to pay the fee. Uh,
Yeah.
but then there's
I
also
remember that.
those rewards that gave you money, and you one often wondered what was all these cryptic messages. Like all these people that in the game, the old men that you meet, they don't make sense until you reach a certain point. Then it makes sense. I want that.
Yeah.
Bring me that game again. That I don't know that don't know what to do. Like I want to sit there and be stumped, riddled, and then suddenly an epiphany occurs, and the rewarding experience for that is so good.
Well, you definitely don't want it like Skyward Sword, where you have the I forget the guide that you have in that game, but he's like explaining how to
Fee,
play the game every 2 seconds. Yeah, Fee explains how the game works like every 2 seconds. It's
Fee
like
and
the most
Navi are the
hand
same.
thing.
Wait, 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 wait.
It's
Who is Fee?
That's that
Fee
blue.
is like,
That's a sword.
Is it?
Yeah.
I
Well, the
suppose.
Skyward Sword is actually has a physical manifestation called Fee. So it's just like Navi from Ocarina of Time. At certain points of the game, the Fee will just come out and tell you, "Hey, may I remind you about this or that, or maybe you could use this instead." Or maybe you got to the point where you see this obviously bombable boulder in your way, and as you approach, Fee will come up and say, "Hey, that wall looks off, or that boulder looks awfully weak. I bet you could use a bomb on it." Well, no shit, Fee.
Yeah, I mean, it was like Navi from the first couple games, but like way worse. way worse.
Navi,
So I mean, it
yeah,
totally broke the immersion.
Navi will nag you on occasion and stuff like that, with just one thing to say. Fee, you can talk to her about 4 different topics. When you call Fee, you can actually ask her on 4 different things of interest, and sometimes she just flatly tells you the answer. When you ask her, "What do I do
Yeah.
next?" Whatever I do here, and she'll tell you what you're supposed to do. I mean, seriously, gamers nowadays are idiots. I'm sorry to say. All right, you need to be
It's
they need to be their hands held, right?
Yeah,
Their hand needs to be held every which way, and it's terrible. Give me the Zelda game where they don't tell you shit. That's a
I
beautiful game.
hope they, br- I hope they bring back Navi for the Breath of the Wild.
They haven't brought back Navi, period. And in fact, Tattle from Majora's Mask wasn't nearly as annoying.
I don't understand why everyone hates Navi. I like Navi.
But Navi wasn't so bad. I mean, when I first played the game, I didn't feel I didn't feel any like annoyance by Navi. But I can see what everyone was getting at, where Navi would just come out of nowhere and just the screen would go black and Navi's standing right in front of you and say, "Hey, listen." And there were times where Navi, like you had to press the up C button, right? So like you're playing and then suddenly Navi would say, "Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Hey, listen," until you press that up C button to listen to what she
Yeah.
has to say.
yeah.
That's where it got annoying.
God damn it.
That's why you don't hear "Hey, listen" in Majora's Mask. You just hear a bell. That's Tattle.
Yeah.
None of those fairies talk anymore.
Oh well. What were we talking about?
The do's and don'ts on the open world. So,
What the fuck were we talking about again?
we went right into Zelda. Like, we wanted the open world experience of Zelda to be pure and genuine. So we said don't do's and don'ts. So, Nintendo, no fast travel, or if not, limit fast travel to Zelda. Do have a great open world experience and have quests that make sense.
Well, wait, why even have fast travel in that game when you have Epona?
Epona is in the game. I'm not
I
sure.
saw him riding a horse. I don't know if it was Epona, but I did see a horse.
Oh yeah, it's a
Pretty
wild
wild.
horse. He mounted a wild horse in the trailer. Like you
Okay,
snuck
so
up on a horse and you tamed it. Wow, that is something else.
well, there you go. So that's what it should be. Is like I can ride a horse around this world instead of fast traveling. Yeah, it took me 20 minutes to get here, but I did it on a horse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Oh,
what about
minimalist UI though? Minimalist UI has to be up there for open world games.
Yep.
If you've got a bunch of shit on the screen, it's gonna break the experience.
Oh yes, more definitely.
Skyrim did it right. Wind Waker did it right. These games, like you have the entire screen to look around and take in the immersion of the world around you. If
Mhm.
you're constantly throwing shit on the screen, like stamina bars, all your health percentage, all this other stuff, then it's just gonna take you right out of it.
Yeah.
Skyward Sword did it the worst. The whole freaking mapping of the buttons was on the right side of the screen
Why?
because you just so it reminded you what button to be pressed. It's not something you can tell it go away. I don't want to see this no more. It was always there.
I don't want to play that game anymore.
Oh, you should see it.
I'll just watch the cutscenes so I can understand the chronological order of the Zelda games. I'll just watch the cutscenes.
This is the first Zelda game.
Yeah, technically it's the first one in the series. It starts the chronological order of the games.
Right. Yet it was to me the worst. Okay.
Son of a bitch.
God damn it. Games that should never be open world. Let's hear from that.
Games that should never be. Well, Matt already nailed Mass Effect Andromeda into the coffin.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it had to be done. Sorry.
Took
But-
that one down. Okay. So they haven't made it. They haven't made it, and let's pray to the gods that they don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Halo.
Mm.
Halo.
Mm.
I'm gonna say Halo should never be an open world game. And I say this because Halo is perfect as a linear, story driven game, much like Mass Effect, It's fine the way it is. It doesn't need it. Please, God, whoever's in charge of that game now, don't get this idea in your head. Don't roll with it. Leave it alone.
Oh yes,
Leave it alone.
yes.
I mean, I
They
think
did the RTS game though.
the
You guys hear
RTS
about
game was
that?
fine, dude. That was okay. Halo Wars was kind of neat.
I'm
It made
talking about
it
the
made
shitty ones.
sense. RTS
Wait,
like Halo
I'm
made
talking about like
sense as an RTS.
what was the shitty one?
the shitty ones was like what was it? Spartan Strike and something else for Steam, and they were like the most. It cheapened the whole Halo experience. They were very simple mobile games that were ported to PC.
Oh, I never played those.
No, don't do that.
No.
That was just don't do it.
All right, but I think in some respects, I think it would be neat to maybe play as a Spartan who's traveling the galaxy and helping out the elites, or he's working with the UNSC, or he's going to go to this brute planet and nuke it because fuck those guys. But you don't need to do it. You don't need to do it. Leave it alone. Leave Halo alone. Stop making the games. Stop. 6 was enough. You're done now. It's over. You're not Legend of Zelda. You're not Final Fantasy. Enough. 6 was enough.
I thought
That's
3
all they
was
have.
enough.
3 probably was enough. Like I think the story got wrapped up in a neat little package right there. But they're like, nah, we're gonna do another one. Chief's gonna come back. He's gonna be a whiny little bitch. It's gonna be great. No.
Cortana's gonna take the stage.
Oh yeah, Cortana's gonna lose her fucking mind and then there's gonna be this whole love story between this inanimate object and this guy in armor. It's gonna be fantastic. You're all gonna love it.
Oh god, no. No.
No.
Halo was
No.
nothing more to be like a war. That's all it was, a story of war.
Yeah.
We are 343 Industries, and we're gonna tell you what you like.
Oh fuck you, 343. I hate you. I don't think I've ever played a 343 Industry games that I liked.
Wait, who made Safe and Filter?
I don't think it was them.
Yeah, I'll research that later. Moving on. I'd say games that never should be open world are, like, okay, Halo. It's a straight shooter, like linear path straight shooter, right? Then
Yeah.
there comes the mascot characters for their respective companies. Mario, no. Not the traditional open world where you can go anywhere and do anything and get quests and whatnot. I like Mario 64 and I like Mario Sunshine and Mario's Galaxies. That's as open world as we should get. No further than that, please. Like, you had an objective, you need to get there, we're done. None of this fetch quest bullshit.
Yeah.
In fact, some of the quests that Toad gave you was fetch quest, but it was you got to the item, you got it, and then the game, the level was done. That's as far as we get with the fetch quest. That's it.
Yeah.
That's a platform, primarily a platformer that has three-dimensional feel around, not I'm in the Mushroom Kingdom. Let's see what this Toad in this house wants. He wants you to bring back some Goomba heads. Well, let's go on this way and go find some. No, please, no, absolutely not. I mean,
Don't do that.
The RPGs
The hub world is a good idea, though. The hub world that all the Mario games have had since day one is a good idea, I think. Because you don't want to be traveling around as Mario doing all these new moves and stuff. Legend of the Seven Stars, fine. I get it's an RPG. But usually you want a hub world, you get from A to B very quickly, and then just get on with the platforming. That's fine.
I do not want to see an open world Mario. I see a RPG, that's fine, but not say an open world platforming Mario where I have no objective in mind, or maybe it's a micro objective where when I grab that item, the stage better just end right then and there. When I grab the ring from Sonic, the stage better just end right then and there. I don't need to run back to return this item if it's not an RPG, because it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
What else was there that's I really hated to see as a open world genre game? Hell, man, even some of the racing games out there are starting to become way too open world. where it's not quite GTA, but I mean it's like GTA with no crime. That's basically what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Like what was it like?
We're fun in that.
Hmm?
It's not fun.
We're like, okay,
No.
seriously, okay. I'm gonna say I did enjoy Test Drive 1 and 2, but some of the other games coming out there. What was that game that was it Forza
Which one? Or the crew?
or the Crew? No, the Crew. There we go, Crew. Oh God, no. That was poor. That was piss poor.
Yeah. It was a decent idea, but poorly executed.
Straight up,
Yeah.
purely. It was basically GTA with just all driving. It
Yep.
was horrible. And then you got Test Drive, which was literally not a crime game, but a racing game. But the idea was, okay, you gotta drive around, yeah, and you want to drive through all the streets. It's almost like Pac-Man in a way, where you gotta go through all the areas, right? But the whole objective of the game was just to drive. There was no crime. In fact, if you did something stupid in the game, I don't know, ram into people or something, and the police were coming after you, it was a huge penalty. I mean, it might be fun to try to outrun the police, but it wasn't the objective of the game. It was there to stop you from doing something stupid, you know,
Yeah.
to disrupt other
Yeah.
players or just be disruptive all around. The game was telling you, hey, drive straight, drive true, weave and move about traffic, going as fast as you can without bumping into anything. And it was beautiful. The game actually said, here, drive. That's what you want to drive. Not don't crash into people, just drive.
Matt, you got one?
I think Andromeda really sold me
Really?
on this whole. Just don't do it. Don't do it, man. I don't want to see it.
It's too late. It's already out.
Oh, and no more. I know that I haven't made this type of game in a while, but no photo games, please. Open world photo games. That's just too much to take in.
Open world photo games?
Okay, think Pokemon Snap,
Dude.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I was say that. I want another Pokemon.
I would love to play another Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Snap was good because it was pretty much you're on rail, and
Yeah.
you were shooting a thing, so it made sense. And if you couldn't get the picture right, you restarted the stage, and then everything started all over again in the most linear fashion possible. So nothing changed. Then suddenly I proposed that there isn't a game out there. It sounds great on paper, poor in execution. I would imagine it'd be like piss poor. You're out there in an open world Pokemon world, and you have a camera, and you gotta take a picture of these Pokemon, and you're chasing these things around. Could you possibly imagine trying to find a friggin' Pidgey for 2 hours?
Well, they're making Pokemon Go, which
Oh,
is
we're not doing that.
we're
I
doing that.
I pre-ordered my Pokemon Go. Now I just want to go on an adventure,
Are
real
you
life
fucking
adventure.
kidding me?
No, it feels good. Like now we were talking about real world open adventure, where I get to leave my house and drive around.
No, not that part. They're charging people for Pokemon Go.
It's a mobile game. I mean, seriously, I wouldn't know. I'm surprised that they won't charge for it. But I pre-ordered the little watch or something. $35 at GameStop right now. And basically, when you're at work and the thing lights up and you can't check your phone because you would get in trouble, the watch you can just push a button and capture your Pokemon that way.
Doesn't that take all the fun out of catching Pokemon?
And if I can't look at my phone, then basically I don't want to miss an opportunity. Then by all means. But if I have the time, take your phone out and just use that, the augmented reality, so where you actually see them walking down the street. Then yeah, that's the experience right there.
But it takes the fun out of the game if you're just pressing a button
If you
and catching a Pokemon.
if you only use that, then yes. But there are times where we can't. Like we're walking down the street, we're at work, we're at school, and suddenly, like, could you possibly imagine you're just sort of, you're at work and you're doing your thing, and suddenly it's rare Pokemon suddenly appeared, but you have no chance, to look up at your phone because you would get in trouble, you get fired that way. But yet you don't want to miss this Pokemon, so the Pokemon Plus is there for you.
Again, that takes away everything that makes catching Pokemon fun. I want that point to be clear.
Again,
I don't think we're at a point where they're gonna do AR Pokemon the right way. I don't think it's
No.
not yet anyway.
well, we didn't get into the beta, so I don't know.
Yeah.
From what I saw, it wasn't like perfect AR, where it's just it's in the bushes and then suddenly it pops out of the bush.
Yeah.
It's pretty much sitting in the middle of the screen, and it's just jumping around, and there you go.
I'm telling you right now, Zapdos is going to be in North Korea. I'm telling you right now. It's the only place
Get
you're
yourself
catching
a
it.
plane ticket.
I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. No, because we're going to get off the
Yeah,
plane. It's going to be like, we're just here to catch Pokemon, then we got to go.
We should stay on the just fly the plane around.
Yeah.
Above. Don't land. Don't land. Don't land. Just.
If they ask what we're doing, tell them we're catching a Pokemon. If they don't understand, tell them we have bombs.
Oh.
Nothing they have can shoot that high in the air. It's one guy with a fucking giant slingshot and watermelons. We'll be fine. I'm not worried about
We'd
this.
We'd like to believe.
Oh, no. That's what they don't have SAM missiles in that country. Are you kidding me? They just keep asking, who the fuck is Sam? And where are the missiles? What's going on here? They don't have that there. I'm not worried about it.
Their rocket
That reminds me
barely
of
lifted up.
Futurama
Yeah.
with the tow missile.
Yeah. The mistletoe missile. Real quick, Bend Studio was actually the people who created Siphon Filter, Jeff.
Oh, okay. You got me there.
And they haven't created an original game since 1999, but guess what game they have coming out?
What?
Fucking Days Gone is being created by the guys who made Siphon Filter.
Really?
Yeah.
A zombie game?
Yeah. They are the ones who came up with Days Gone and are currently making the game.
Wow.
This is gonna be good, dude. I can't wait for that game.
Okay, so here's the part that I want to challenge to these zombie games. Now, Capcom, you have Dead Rising 4 coming over to your new consoles, the current gen consoles, PS4 and whatnot. And when Dead Rising was first announced back in the day, and it was going to be on Xbox 360, and we saw Frank West standing on top of a car or a van or some sort, and we saw a sewer or the underground railway system full of zombies, like so many hundreds of zombies, really, right? Hundreds of zombies just surrounding the vehicle.
Yeah.
And we thought, wow, Resident Evil, eat your heart out. Never saw so many zombies in my life. And I was amazed. Yeah. And then you look at Days Gone, and they're both to have several hundreds, if not thousands of zombies on screen at once. That was their boast. So I challenge to both Capcom and whoever's making Days Gone
Studios.
Okay, yes. How many zombies? Who can hold the most zombies on screen at once?
What, before my PlayStation catches fire, dances across the room, and then dies on the living room floor?
Oh, then you're gonna get yourself a new PS4. What's it called?
Yeah.
The PS4 what?
It's a real thing now. You made this a real thing.
You made it a real thing. What, the PlayStation Neo, I believe it's called?
All right, so that just leads us right into our next topic.
Oh, yeah. God. I'm going to say this at the beginning of this topic, which I said in the beginning of the episode, but I'll give you what it is again. The quote-unquote new consoles from Sony and Microsoft. Everyone knows what the gun buyback program is, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
There needs to be, for when they do this shit, a console buyback program. You want to get the new console out, you take back the console that you sold me already, and you give me the new one with the upgrades, because that's bullshit that I have to pay for two. What the fuck do I need two PlayStations for? Yeah, that one's got a little bit more hardware to it. Oh, you couldn't do that the first time? Console buyback program. I want this shit initiated. There needs to be a petition.
It's funny.
Yeah, I thought it was funny that because they announced these things, like, you guys remember when the first PS3 came out, and then they were like, oh yeah, we are fully invested in this like 10-year life cycle.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they abandoned that immediately because they realized technology was growing too fast, and then they couldn't possibly invest all their time and money into one console without trying to get to the next technological wonder for the next console. It's it's the same thing over and over again. They just announced the Xbox One Slim or whatever.
The Scorpio.
Xbox One S. Yeah. and then the PS 4.5. I mean, it's the same damn thing. It's the same damn reoccurrence, which is they know that technology is almost obsolete, and they're charging you for 4K resolution on the PS 4.5. I mean, why would you want to buy that? I don't understand. I think that they're coming to the realization that PC is like the way to go. I mean,
Yep.
Oh yeah, when you can just buy a graphics card and then poof, you have the 4K capabilities.
it's they realize that, and I think that, like, I don't even know if there's going to be a PS5. I don't know.
I think
There's,
if this is the way they're going to go and release these two upgraded consoles, the new console should be another 5 to 6 years off at a minimum.
okay. So this is my history on these things here. All right. So going back a few consoles back, right? You had how many versions of the PlayStation 1? Several.
What?
Because remember
Yeah,
the
I
original
think-
PlayStation
yeah.
1 had some problem with the laser that basically burned it out, and you had to buy yet another PlayStation 1.
Yep.
To the point where you
Yeah.
bought a different PlayStation altogether that prevented this from ever happening. I remember turning the stupid console upside down to play some games just to get the laser to, read the disc. But I loved the game so much that I had to get my Resident Evil in. Then came the PS2, the console that had maybe at least one or two iterations, but didn't do much for it. There was the original, then there's the other one that got a little bit smaller, then there's one with the hard drive, you know. So, and in the Ethernet port, can't forget about that. Original PlayStation 2 does not have an Ethernet port.
It didn't?
No, you have to buy that. I remember I had to buy it because I wanted to play Final Fantasy 11 on the PS2, along with, well, I had it on computer and I had it for PS2. So, bah. And then
Yeah.
there were 3 copies of Final Fantasy, of PS3. There was the original, which played all. Then there was the one that I have right now that plays only PlayStation 1 and 3 games. And then came the third one, the Slim, which I think only plays PS3 games. So, why in the world am I buying the console yet again? For just tiny little updates.
That's why you're buying it yet again. Updates.
Tiny little updates. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
The VAM Wii, the first iteration of the Wii, made the most sense. It had the 4 controller port on top. It played GameCube games, played Wii games, had a great virtual console. It did all that shit. Then the later version of the Wii, they removed the 4 things on top to cut costs. Then the current Wii, that you might still find somewhere, I don't know, the red one, it doesn't even have Wi-Fi capabilities. I don't believe. All it does is just play Wii games.
What?
Doesn't have Wi-Fi?
Because it was at the point where they discontinued the support for the Nintendo eShop or something on there. So there was like, forget the Wi-Fi capabilities. Just make it so you can play the console or console games, whatever. Just make it run. And then, amazing enough, we don't have any more iterations for the Wii U, just the black console. But there was at one time 2 consoles to pick from: the white one, which was 16 gig or 8 gig, and then the black one, which I have, which is 32 gig. And they got discontinued the white one and only have the 32 gig out there right now. Thank God there's no other system for this.
Yeah.
And
Seriously.
it's like, where are we in these console stuff? I mean, the freaking mobile games, mobile systems, Game Boy, there are so many versions of that. Yet we end up still buying the thing over and over again. The reason why we bought like a different version of Game Boy, because our old Game Boy was cracked, scratched, or just destroyed because we took it everywhere we go. That's justified. I don't want to buy another system. Forget that. You're telling me that I have to go buy myself another PlayStation 4 to run that particular game that was meant only to run on that PS4? That's bullshit. That should never occur.
Mm-mm.
May it never occur.
Yeah.
I have never heard of a game yet that said that they are doing that. But you know what? Brand new, the new 3DS. I did not buy that game, the system, brand new. In fact, I got mine. I won it actually at round one. I saved a lot of tickets. Took me
Yeah.
over a year and a half to get those tickets to get a free Nintendo new 3DS. There's only 2 games out there that ran on that thing just for that console. One of them was Xenoblades, and the other one was I forgot what was the other one.
Legend of Zelda.
No, I could run that on my Nintendo 3DS.
Oh, okay.
But I know Xenoblades was one of them. I think it. Mm, I have no idea. But anyway, do not release any more games that's exclusive to a console that basically is just called new 3DS or updated version of PS4 or Xbox One. Please.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. It just, why would I buy another console? In fact, the beautiful N64 had an expansion pack chip inside of it that you were able to pop out and put a 32 megabyte RAM chip inside there that made it so you can play more games that needed that power on your system.
Mm-hmm.
So it was beautiful that way, that you were able to upgrade it. That felt more reliable in that sense. Now we're told maybe that PS4 that you bought is not so good because the load times are going to get worse and worse from here on. And hey, one of the biggest mistakes I felt for these new consoles is their Wi-Fi capabilities is freaking 2.4 gigahertz when it should have been 5. You can't play Call of Duty or any FPS game, Overwatch, on Wi-Fi if you want to do good. You have to hardline that shit.
Yep,
Because
that's why mine's plugged in.
if you want to do good in any of these games, you have to make it hardline. You can have the Wi-Fi for your smaller things, but if you want to do good, you gotta have that hardwired, and that defeats the purpose of your wireless connection for your games.
Yep.
Yet, if you have a 5 gigahertz, you know, connection or Wi-Fi capabilities, you won't have that problem because it can support that kind of speed. You're telling me my Samsung Galaxy S5 is far more advanced than the PS4's Wi-Fi capabilities? That's bullshit.
Yeah. I feel like at this point they're just releasing the flagship versions of these consoles, and then they're like, "Well, we made shit tons of money off that one. These fuckers are gonna buy this one now."
Ugh. I don't want GameStop to have a buyback program. What is this buyback program that GameStop's gonna have? I bet you.
Well, GameStop already has a buyback program. It's called the trade-in program. But
I want-
my idea was, they take the consoles and they give you back 90% of the value that you paid for because now it's used. And then they recycle the parts and they use them to make whatever they can out of it to make the new versions.
Yep.
You know? So I don't have to... Well, I spent $400 on my PS4. $200 because I traded in my PS3 and my games. But I don't want to spend another $200 on another console. I just bought my Xbox One this year.
Yeah.
And now there's another version coming out that's going to be the same price that I paid for this one.
Well, in your defense, there was no need to buy an Xbox One before this year. I mean, you didn't miss much.
Mm-mm. I just wanted my Gears of War and my Halo fixed. That's all I wanted.
And your Tomb Raider.
And my Tomb Raider.
Consoles are getting to the point where it's like cell phones. You have to upgrade every year or month. You might as well just sit there and say, "Hey, Sony, how about a lease program like these cell phones? 2
Yeah.
years, a new console, sign me up. So I'll pay $20 a month, and then at the end of my lease, you can have your console back, and I'll have a new one."
I think it's
What-
getting...
You don't understand about consoles, and maybe it's just because I don't know the process of it, is why the hard drive disk space is so low. If you can buy a 3 terabyte hard drive for like $80 now for your PC,
Yeah.
why the fuck are you spending $400 on a brick that has only 500 gigabytes of space when they know full well that most games take on average 40 gigabyte downloads in
Yes.
today's market?
Oh yes.
Why?
You know which game
I
has
understand that I get that you can buy an external hard drive for it, but why am I spending so much on something that has so little memory?
Because 6 months later they released the Xbox and PS4 with the 1 terabyte hard drive. Costs the same as what you paid for it, so you'll go to GameStop, you'll trade your console in for $200, and then you'll spend an additional $200 to buy another fucking version of the thing you just gave them.
Or just spend $250 on the external hard drive and be fucked.
Mm-hmm.
By the way,
Yeah.
Arkham Knight, the biggest offender in my hard drive.
How big is it?
60 gigs!
Holy shit.
Yep.
I think...
I have Final Fantasy 14, and Grand Theft Auto 5. Those games are huge. Nope.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Arkham Knight still takes up the most space.
Yeah. Holy shit. I think the biggest game I
Sold
have
bug.
on my PS4 hard drive is probably... it's got to be between Battlefront and Dying Light, I think. I think those are probably... And Far Cry. Those are probably the biggest ones I have on my...
Far Cry.
PlayStation.
I love Far Cry.
Everyone loves Far Cry, but
There's your open world game right there, Far Cry.
there you go.
That makes sense. You go out, there's a tiger coming to kill your ass.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
But I've gone over the specs, or whatever the rumored specs are for these new consoles, and I'm not fully convinced it's worth upgrading to.
If you don't already
No.
own the console, this is your golden opportunity to take advantage.
Mm-hmm.
But if you already own the console, keep what you got, because it just doesn't seem worth it. Now, if sometime later on some developer decided to say, "Hey, we can only make this game work on the newer consoles, the newer half consoles rather, the PlayStation 4.5 and the Xbox S and whatever's made by Nintendo." In that case, that's when you have to write to the developer, Twitter them, and say, "Hey guys, I hope you enjoy your bankruptcy because I am not buying your damn game. I am done."
No. Well, my whole thing is, the new consoles are smaller than the consoles we have now.
Yep.
So, what the fuck is in that giant goddamn cinder block on my dresser and on my desk that you didn't put in it? Like, what is in there that you couldn't put the first time that you put into this new one that's smaller? What does
Tubes.
that one not have?
Tubes.
It's tubes.
Your system has tubes inside it.
So it's George Bush's version of the internet?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Potentially.
Yes. It's
I mean-
tubes.
It's so big. What, you could have fit so much better shit in there. I could fit 2 hard drives in that motherfucker if the other side opened on my PS4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
PS4 is actually small compared to the first Xbox.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude, the original Xbox was like a fucking Mack truck. And to have 2 people to carry that into the house.
Yep.
I loved my Xbox though. I was never able to fill up my Xbox hard drive, I'll tell you that right now.
That's true because the games back then didn't require most of the games back then didn't require installation. They just ran.
Yep.
Whereas certain PS3 games needed. Well, actually, I never filled up my PS3 because most of the games required a small installation, but not a big one. And again, I had Final Fantasy 14 on the PS3 as well as some other games, including Grand Theft Auto 5. Oh, yeah, there we go again. I bought Grand Theft Auto 5 for PS4 because it was on sale at Myers.
You're such a tool.
Well, I wanted to see the game in HD. That's all I freaking wanted.
What did you pay for it?
$20.
Oh, because it's on sale right now at Target for $40.
Well, when they're going out of business, I'm like, well, $20. All right.
Kind of pissed I didn't get over there and loot this place for all the cheap shit.
I got the last Grand Theft Auto 5 there, so. So yeah, basically I was like, if there was like 10 copies, I would probably never have bought it. But since it was the last one, the devil to the side of my left side said to me, just buy the damn games, $20. Go hungry for 4 days.
Yeah.
You can afford it. You'll be playing Grand Theft Auto 5.
No, see, and I'm actually on GameStop's website right now because we're talking about trading values. I wanted to see what's going on, and the PS4 is worth $200. The 500 gig to trade into them.
Okay.
and that new console is going to come out for 400.
400 again.
400 again, as far as I know.
So pay $200 for an upgrade.
Yeah. So essentially, I'll have spent $400 total because of my trade-in on the new one and the old one, and I'm kind of, as much as I don't want to do it, I'm kind of debating it because if they're going to make the games better, and then so they run better on the better systems, and they're going to run like shit on my current system, you're not leaving me with many options, which from a businessman standpoint is a great idea because people will spend money. But from a consumer standpoint, you just kicked me in the fucking nuts.
Oh yeah, they're holding you hostage.
I mean, it's not...
They're telling you this lie, saying, well, you don't have to buy the new console. You can run perfectly well on your PS4. And you're looking at it and it's choppy as fuck.
Yeah.
I better not see any games out there like that. If I am forced to upgrade, unwillingly now. What I mean by unwillingly, it's like when I buy a PC game that I did not read specs for.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to run that shit on the current hard drive, the current system that I have, and it runs like shit. I am held by a gunpoint by that game that I just purchased to buy new a graphics card and some extra RAM or whatever, because that game will not run properly. And I felt like I might have lost $50 buying this brand new PC game, but I'm gonna end up losing $300 more down the line buying an upgrade.
Yeah. I think that's why, aside from exclusives, gaming is just going to lean more and more towards buying a nice computer. Because if I add up all of the money I spent on between my Xbox, my original Xbox, and my last purchase was my Xbox One, my Wii U, my PS4, my PS3, my GameCubes, and all that shit I had in between, I could have had easy consoles, games, controllers, everything included, maybe a $9,000 computer, maybe more.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I could have had a computer I could have created a fucking world with in a matter of minutes at this point, and then you've got and the allure behind the whole thing is Humble Bundles, Steam, Bundle Stars, all those websites that sell games for super cheap.
Oh yeah, nothing beats $1 game at Steam sales. I don't care what game it is. Matt probably has over a year's worth of gaming, if not more.
A year's worth?
I have about a year's worth of gaming. I bought freaking Agricultural Tycoon for some reason or another, or Agricultural Simulator 2014 for $2. I run the game. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Why did I buy this game? But the fact is, it's in my library, and I eventually will get to it one of these days. But it's way too much gaming on Steam. Like, the way I see it, if they ever made a Steam console that's really good, not the one that I have right now, where you can use real computer upgrades and just put it inside the machine every time you need one, but it's not a real Windows or Mac computer, where it's just all it does is just play games, right?
Yeah.
That would be a beautiful thing where I could just use my hardware of choice, the RAM that I choose, the power supply that I want, with the OS that I ideally just plays video games with the most optimal performance levels.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the time you try. Have you ever played a Steam game on Vita? Vista.
Oh, Vista. I was like, I wouldn't own a Vita if they had a gun to my head.
A Vista. Play a game on Vista, and then play it on Windows 10 right now. Windows 10 might be like a shitty OS, but it was way better than Vista on a performance scale.
Yeah.
Games that ran stupid on Vista ran great on 10.
I don't understand how you went from an amazing operating system like Windows XP to just utter shit for the next few.
I don't understand how you can say to Windows 7 users, Windows 7 works just like XP. How is that a marketing selling point?
No.
What?
It does not. It does not.
No, but that was right on the box. It says Windows XP compatible, runs like XP. And I'm like, What the fuck? How is that a marketing thing? But
Yeah,
that's just
why would you even need to upgrade at that point? Like, come
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Just stay with XP. But you know what? Getting off topic there. So we'll just save that for next one.
Yeah.
So a rebuttal on the new consoles. Let's say the positive points in all this is if GameStop or it makes a deal with any of your Microsoft, Sony, and even Nintendo at this point, saying, listen, a special buyback program that lets you trade in your old PS4 or Xbox One or Nintendo Wii U for the newer system at a higher rate. You know, the higher rate of trade-in value than normally. Isn't what Tony said, $200 now. Let's just say let's make it $300. You know, within this limited time frame. Let's say when the console's ready to launch, or if not 1 week upon launch period, right? Trade in your old console, get $300 worth in credit towards your new console for Xbox One S. Was it
I think it's called the Scorpio, but
the
we'll just
Scorpio?
call it the Xbox One S.
Okay, the Scorpio.
Yeah.
Hank Scorpio from Simpsons.
There you go. That's exactly what I was just thinking.
God, no, they're trying to take over the world. Okay, anyway, this Xbox Scorpio, Xbox One Scorpio, and the PS4.5, and the Nintendo NX when it comes out, where you only have to pay $100 to upgrade, then make that a fair deal. That is a fair deal to me because I've had my PS4 for a while now. I mean, it's dusty. I'm sure it's probably gonna fail within the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So $100 isn't so much. I'll drop that amount. Hell, if you told me I trade in some games, get some maybe 30 or 40% more credit towards my games, I might even consider that. By the way, I don't really trade in games because I like to have a collection, but it's tempting. Tempt me.
Yeah, I don't get rid of my games.
Yeah, tempt me. Give me some freaking ideas here. So this way I don't feel like a jackass for doing this, you know? Because when it comes down to it, $100 is a small price to pay. Hell, that's like buying a cheap graphics card, you know?
Yeah.
That's a little bit more better than the one you already have in your computer. Same deal. So give me GameStop out there, whoever. I don't care if it's Fry's, GameStop, Best Buy, or what have Walmart too. Okay, give me something. Give me something that says, hey, trade in your old system. We'll give you a gift card for $300. That's only going to be good for it to buy the new system. I'll accept that, but not 200. That's 50%. Give me at least 75%.
Yeah. Fuck it, eh?
Right? I mean, am I not right here? I mean,
No, it's the right idea. I think it's the right idea.
yeah. But to be fair to everyone out to the business point of view, limited time only. Let's say within only 1 week after console launch. So this way you encourage everyone to just do it.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I mean, you would have made up your damn mind at that point within 1 week. I mean, credit cards is something that we all have access to now. So as long as we never had gone over our limit or max it out, then we could just credit card it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just think about it. Just go down that route a little bit. When the systems come out, just give me a freaking reason to do so, but not this. Here, buy it all over again, and we're only gonna give you $200 to $100 for your old shit. No, that ain't gonna work. The buyback program for some of these cell phones are horrible.
Oh, dude, I'm not even gonna get into that.
Yeah,
No, I don't even.
$700 for an iPhone, and your buyback program is like 120, if not less than that. So no, that's the reason why we don't ever trade in our cell phones, because it's shit.
Yeah, they refurbish it, they resell it, they make double the money.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there we go. That's our point for today. So anything else to add, Tony? I mean, anything else you gotta say?
Stop doing this shit to me. My wallet is crying. I am ready to give up console gaming and join the PC master race or whatever it is the neckbeards jerk off to these days.
Neckbeards.
And that's it. I will abandon Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo to go fucking give all my money to the PC part makers and the fucking Steam and Bundle Stars and Humble Bundle. I'm ready. I'm ready. Take me. Take me now. My body is ready.
Oh,
All right,
man.
you're ready.
Yeah.
Well, we are kind of poor with minimum wage. Minimum wage is just terrible, especially when you work in retail. And that's where we are at
Well,
right
here
now.
we go. Here's our segue.
Oh my fucking god! At this point, Jeff, are they giving you gift cards like they're giving us, or are they giving you actual money now? Because we're trying to figure out who's getting actual money and who's getting gift cards.
Well, might as well be gift cards. I mean, you say you get your money, right? Your paycheck,
Yeah.
however minimum wage pays nowadays, and you go right back to the store and spend it. I'm like, well, let's just cut the minimum and just give us gift cards at this point, because you're getting you. I'm going right back to the store and just buying shit.
Yeah, give me the gift card, and I'll just tell the electric company that they're going to have to learn to accept monopoly money.
Oftentimes you sit there and be like, okay, well, I got paid today, and that game came out, or is coming out Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I? Let's just call it even. Let's just say, here, enough with this bullshit paperwork and whatnot. Just give me that game, and we'll call it a day. All right? Give me those 3 games in those 3 right there. We're right in that little box right there, in the back room. That's mine now. Okay? I mean, I worked 2 weeks for this. Just give me those right there. We're good.
Yeah, we don't need to eat anymore. We'll just reinvent fire in our living rooms to keep us warm. It's fine.
At summertime, we can go hunting out in the woods. I'm sure
There you
there's
go.
some deer roaming around. Sure.
Oh, he's aiming high. I was going to go for squirrels, but okay.
No. I mean, we played Far Cry. I mean, we learned some shit on Far Cry. I mean, that's the same thing, right? Video games have become so realistic, we can use that in real world, right?
Far Cry taught me that you can kill a bear with a semi-automatic rifle, and that's okay.
And that's okay.
Then that's okay. Yeah, that
Video
honey,
game taught me that's okay.
the honey badgers can take 40 arrows to the face and still try to kill you.
All those things are bastards.
I hated the honey badger in that game. You heard that sound and you ran. And you just you didn't stop until you knew it was safe, and then once it was safe, it killed you anyway. 6 of them just fucking showed up. God damn it.
Oh, wonderful.
Honey badgers.
No, honey badger didn't give a shit that I was shooting at it with a grenade launcher.
Honey Badger never gives a shit.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
That's the point of all this. And you know what I really don't give a shit about? And here we go to our next topic on hand. Total waste. All right, I control total waste this week. Now, Tony discussed gluten-free. This week, I give you something from our retail workers. To all our retail brothers and sisters out there in the retail world, I am sure all of you have experienced this right now.
Mm-hmm.
How many of you have been forced to write something called an appreciation note, tack it on the board for all or none to see, just because your manager said you should say something nice to your coworker?
Holy shit. It's
Yeah.
hitting home hard.
It
Yes.
is.
It's hitting hard.
Yeah.
It is some bullshit. Grade A, total waste of time and effort and paper and materials bullshit.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that companies that we work for have spent the time to buy an idea from somebody who thought of this. I don't know who you are. I want to strangle you with some piano
I'm an
wire.
intern.
Dragged out into the street and shot.
Shot in the ass with an arrow. I wanted to suffer.
Yeah.
Because, let's say that, because where we are right now, we are forced to write these stupid appreciation notes that we don't like. Not that we don't appreciate our coworkers, because we do. You know, we love every one of you guys except those, except for the ones that piss us off.
Yeah, you're going a little too far there, buddy.
We love every single one of you guys that don't piss us off, and you know which one of you guys that piss us off.
Mm-hmm.
But those who go in the dirt, who bleed, who sweat, who cry with us, you are our brothers and sisters. We will thank you. We will thank you. We will raise a beer to you. We will go out and have a time of our life at a bar. Then there are the bitches. Then there are the dicks who force us to write these damn notes to make us appreciate whoever we don't know who the fuck you are. Like, I remember I had to write an appreciation note for someone who I don't even know who their name was. I'm like, how do you spell their name? If I don't know how to spell their name, I don't appreciate them. Yet I have to write a note. Thank you for what?
Thank
I don't
you
get it.
for doing the job you were paid to do.
Exactly.
Signed, Jeffrey. P.S. Fuck you. Tacked it on the board there, boss. Don't read it.
Hey, you.
No more of these, please.
Well,
Please,
I
no
told you.
more.
I told you, and I don't remember if you were still working with me at the time, but the best one ever was walking into work. Actually, I was walking out of the office, and there was that one on the board that said, "I quit." And the person who wrote this was someone I enjoyed hanging out with once in a while when I worked with her in the morning. And she actually took the time to call the district lead
All right.
and the head of HR. And I'm coming out of the office, and the district lead is coming into the office. And I said hello, and he said hello, and he turns to the board, grabs the card, and starts walking towards the HR office. I was so happy. That was the best appreciation note I've ever seen in my life. I have a
Second,
picture of that.
I like the one that's actually said, "Cool story, bro."
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun one. But
Fucking
okay,
Christ.
but every company I know I've ever worked for had this stupid appreciation note bullshit that
Mhm.
it just doesn't make sense. I mean, I would shake the hand, I would high five the person that that I would thank. You know, help me lift this thing. Of course, thank you very much. You want to grab a soda later or a beer? Cool. But I am not gonna write a note for someone who's out there pulling a cart just because that's their damn job. We appreciate you for pulling all the carts from the outside lot on 110-degree weather.
Yeah.
What else can we do to make your life a lot more enjoyable? Maybe we could write a note. Everyone in the store, let us appreciate Jack, uh, cart, pull cart guy, and write a note how much we love and thank him. Do I get a raise? No, no. We give you notes to say how much you take it home to your family. You live alone? Show that to your dog.
You don't have a dog? Kill yourself with it. Slit your throat. It's good card stock. You'll be fine.
Show it to your pet rock.
We'll see you at 9 a.m. tomorrow there, champion.
Right.
This paper cut.
And it's
Those-
like
Dude, those things are...
complete waste.
It's a complete waste of time. It's like being in kindergarten all over again. Like, I've never written one. I've been yelled at. I've been handed them at little, meetings before the shift starts and expected to write 3 before the end of the meeting, and I would just hand my 3 blank ones in, and when they would ask, why didn't you write anything? Make something up. My answer was, no, that be lying. I'm a Catholic. Not a Catholic, but it was a good excuse. No, it's asinine. It's like, oh, thank you for helping me with a team lift. It's your job and you're getting paid for it, but I feel like I should go the extra mile to just jerk you off. Matter of fact, why don't you just take a picture of a cock, put that on the board, and every day I walk in, I'll just glide my hand across the wall of cocks, so all of you can feel better. They serve no real purpose, and from what I understand, the purpose that the corporate overlords believe is that this will unify them as a store, as friends, as a family, as a team. And most of us are like, we walk through there and it's like, hey Bab, wrote you that card for yesterday. Bam! Right in the fucking head! Someone's fucking dead. He's on the fucking floor. That was the end of Bob. Right fucking there. Gone. Just fucking gone. Okay? No. You got the people like me who see that shit and they're like, oh, well, you could have said this to me in person, but thank you for the toilet paper. Because the shit you have in the bathroom now is see-through. So fuck those stupid appreciation notes.
That's essentially what it is.
It's toilet paper, and when you look at it, like especially at our job, you see all the people up there who are fucking stupid, and you see the things that were written for them, and you're like, wait a minute, you didn't do that. I know you didn't do that. You don't speak English. You definitely didn't do that. There's no fucking way he did that. I'm personally, I'm going to take a stand on this, and I think I'm actually going to start writing these stupid notes and putting them up over the stupid people ones.
Wow.
I'll staple them if I fucking have to. I'm going to erase your fucking note from existence. Fuck you.
Just put like a down arrow.
Yeah,
Say,
basically.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
No, he didn't. And you know, we used. Do you remember getting those? Did either of you ever get one of those in the mail?
What? In the literal mail?
In the literal mail, like you come home, hey, you got a letter. Who's it from? Work? Ah, fuck. And you open it, and it's it's one of those fucking notes. Neither of you have ever had this?
No. I'd be surprised they were willing to pay like a stamp to mail me something rather than just handing it to me while I was in the office.
Dude, they didn't pay for the stamp. They have that little fucking thing in there.
What?
It's free. They've got that little, not like a stamp, but like an ink stamp.
That's
right. Yeah.
I've gotten one of those every year. Every year I get one of those. From all of the bosses, usually. And one time, the district guy was on there. And I was like, he knows my name? Probably because we have the same name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw your name on a list. Probably write this out, send it out.
Yeah.
Told his secretary to write everything.
Yeah. Too fat fuck. Okay, boss, I'm going to change that to the guy's name, because if you put fat fuck, we're going to be in trouble. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. As an adult, writing a thank you note is something you do after gifts for a wedding. After people came to a very special occasion, like a 50th anniversary party, a 60th, a bar mitzvah, a fucking something big, something that actually matters.
Yes, right.
Not because this guy managed to wipe his ass properly today.
Thank you for wiping or making sure the toilet is clean today. Here you are. Thank you for giving exact change. Here you are. Thank you for getting all the carts back in the store. Here you go. Thank you for sweeping outside the doors today. Here you go.
Yeah. All of these are personal responsibilities that you are paid for and personal hygiene responsibilities that you should all fucking be responsible for.
Thank you for wearing deodorant today. Thank you very much.
I'm going to print some of those up and take them to the next con. I'm going to take them to the next con with me. Are you wearing deodorant? Yep, here you go. Are you? Yep, here you go. Are you?
Here's a badge for you for wearing deodorant today.
Rusty Sheriff's fucking badge. Here you go, asshole. I feel stupid when I see those things. Like I'm not the fucking brightest tool in the shed, but like I feel like my intelligence drops a few points every time I see one of those fucking cards when I go to work.
Well, the way I see it is, don't fucking patronize me. I don't need this shit. Another thing for me to think about throughout my work period over here. I don't need people randomly telling me how much of a good job. I know I'm doing a good job. That's all that freaking matters.
Yeah.
And I don't need your stupid reassurance.
Every time you get an appreciation note, they should add 5 cents to your paycheck.
There we go. Beautiful idea. See, that makes all sense. That means if a manager ever wrote to you an appreciation note and you say, I would like to cash this in for a raise, then we are in a beautiful state. I will go out there, smile on my face, get as much appreciation notes from all my coworkers and everyone out there because I want that raise. All comes with money. You're not getting paid enough for this.
No, you want that nickel. I don't care if they put the nickels in a bag, walk up to me, and hit me with it. As long as I get them.
They might do that.
Yeah. We gotta make a new door here, Tone. Just brush your head against the wall. What? What? Bam! Right in the fucking head. Gone.
Right.
You're the one that picked this total waste subject, and you knew I was not going to be happy about it.
I know, but it is a thing that we had to discuss because there's a lot of our retail brothers and sisters out there that have to do it, and they're probably pissed off, and they got to hear it from us that we're pissed off too. And you know what? If you are in a managerial position, listening to this podcast right now, and it's within your authority to not to discontinue this particular program, please do so, or at least reward anyone that gets written up or of this sort, because it is not helping whatsoever. It's actually removing productivity from the workforce. It doesn't help no one. Maybe some FOB that may like to see something out there, but they can't read it because they're FOB. You know, so just keep it like, if someone's doing a good job, just go up to them and say you're doing a good job. That's all it really comes down to. Just say it to their face. If you can't freaking say it to their face, why are you gonna write it on a freaking board, huh? That's freaking fake as fuck. That's me getting a stamp and saying good job, stamp, good job, stamp, good job, stamp. Whose name is that? Bam, bam, bam. Like, it just doesn't. It's horrible. It doesn't mean anything. Make those appreciation, like if you appreciate someone, make it count. Make it personal. Don't
make it verbal.
Don't have to show it to everybody. I really don't like the idea of saying during their staff meetings when you call someone out on something and everyone claps. That's patronizing, all right? That means, oh yeah, you know. Now we have, say, an award ceremony sometime down the year. We would like to appreciate Matt for doing a great job today. Here's $500 gift card and this little watch. Cool. That is something totally cool. That is beautiful. Not, hey man, you did a great job. Let's all give Matt a round of applause. Does that benefit me? No, we just wasting time right now by clapping in the air. Matt, you got some stuff to put away, but you know what? Let's clap just for 5 more minutes in appreciation of Matt that he puts this stuff away.
Everyone pull out their cocks. Piss on them. Everyone. It's good luck. Pull out your dick. Come on. John, pull out your dick. Let's go.
I was just waiting for you to yell Bukake.
No, we're not doing this. Everyone start jacking it. Ladies, spit on them if you have to. Guys, let's go.
Oh my god.
Get
them out.
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody pull their puds right now onto Matt's shoes. He did a great job. Let's fucking go. I want to see maximum effort. Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Fishing card.
I mean, that's basically, like those stupid little things, that's basically what they are. They're just ejaculations.
Yeah, you gotta laminate that shit, man.
You're fucking stroking someone at corporate's ego.
Yeah,
he wrote the today. Quick, get the Vaseline. What the fuck is going on?
God.
And you know, when I think, and this is actually an idea I've had for a while. If it becomes a requirement at your job to write these things for people, fucking get a giant stack of them. Go into the break room on the clock. As soon as you punch in, go into the break room on the clock and sit there and write one for every person in your store in not only English, but if they speak a second language or even a third, fucking Google Translate that shit. Write them all of fucking on the clock. I don't care if it takes your whole shift. And when your boss says, "Why did you get your work done today?" Well, you wanted me to write these cards.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
I mean, you told me to write it up. I mean, we want to encourage team spirit, right?
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of toilet paper to be put away. I'll get to it when it's finished. You told me to do this first, so you know we gotta encourage team spirit. Can put away the toilet paper, right?
Exactly. I'll put them in front of a fan and just blow them into the store, and it'll clean everything. I'm tired of these things. I'm sick of it.
And then, the beautiful part is, as you're doing that, they'll go on their walkies and say, "Can someone else put the toilet paper on?" And you're like, "Wait, let me write a card for that whoever's putting the toilet paper away too," because here's the good job.
Also for Jen for using her walkie properly. Eat shit. Love Johnny. Thank you, Vanessa, for stacking the lima beans that Matt kept forgetting to order. Eat shit. Just gonna end everyone with eat shit.
Eat shit.
Every one of them gonna end with eat shit. Because most of the guys at work will appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I saw, I'd probably be like, oh yeah, that's cool. Tony must have wrote that.
He took the time to sit there and say eat shit to me. Oh, God, he must like me. He must fucking like me. Most of the people we work with would probably think that way. He said eat shit. Wants me to stay healthy. He's telling me to eat. Not sure what shit is. I'm sure that's some kind of Indian food, but I'm gonna have to look into this. God fucking damn you people. You could do it to the ones that don't speak English where we work, because they won't fucking know what it said. They're gonna take it home and they're gonna have a fucking quinceañera for it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's,
They have a hat.
they're fucking bread and butter, that shit.
They have a hat. They flip it upside down. They fill it with the notes, and then they play the Mexican dance, the hat dance song, and they all dance around it. And that's what an appreciation note card is.
Don't worry, we'll fix that in editing.
I've said that word 3 times.
I even said it too. We'll fix it in editing. You can trust me on that.
Jesus Christ, I hate those things. I hate them.
I'll fix whatever I said too. Okay.
You know what would be neater? Give me a second. You know what would be neater if someone just ran around with a tranquilizer gun, tranked you for the remainder of your shift. And when you woke up, it was over. You did a good job today. We didn't have any more of those cards left, so I just shot you with the trank gun.
So that'd just be great, though.
If I was that guy, I'd love my job.
Oh, dude, if I was that guy, everyone at work would be dead.
I'd be like, you get hit, and I'm like, okay, not time
Took
now.
out the tranquilizer with the fucking actual.
Yeah, no, horse tranquilizers, like a fucking double dosage. I tell you right now who I'm going after first.
God damn you, Bernice.
All right, what do we got next before we linger on this one anymore? Because I can go all night.
Oh yeah, we're pretty much in overtime at this point right now.
We're always in overtime.
Yeah, there's a lot of. Okay, so quick reviews for stuff we've either seen or watched or any of that sort.
Days Gone. Bringing it up again. Days fucking
Right.
gone. I watched the gameplay. I watched the trailer from E3. I am super excited about it. The zombies in that game look very Left 4 Dead-esque, whereas I don't have to shoot them in the fucking head. You can just shoot them and they'll die. But if you watched, I don't know if either of you watched the gameplay for it.
I have.
Matt?
Yeah, I've seen the trailer at least for it.
The part where he's running through that little lumberyard or whatever it is, and he closes the train door, and they beat the fucking door open.
Yep.
And then he runs away again and shuts that giant steel door, and they break through that door too. That was fucking awesome. So It looks really cool. I'm super excited to play it. That's all I got.
No place to run, no place to hide. That's basically the idea over here. Matt, how about you? Any games?
I've been going through the Mass Effects. Staying on point here. I just beat the second one. Took me about 25 hours again, and then I booted up the third one. And I think I'm about 20 hours into it, but I gotta say the third one, like, you can say what you want about the ending. That game is incredible. Like, every single main mission is, like, high stakes. You really feel like you're making some impactful choices, and it's pretty cool. So, I haven't booted up for a couple of years, so glad to be jumping back into it.
He's lying. He was playing Bukake Masters 5.
Ah, yeah. Here's my
Dude.
6. Here's my
We're
review.
Go ahead, Jeff.
All right, to all my perverts out there,
Oh, fuck.
we are gonna talk about Senran Kagura on PS4, aka 7 minutes of bouncing boobs, of anime boobs. No, the game actually sucks.
Oh, man.
It is Dynasty Warriors except with boobs. It's literally nothing more than clothes ripping of women, girls. No, girls. None of the characters are women. and it's kind of a creeper thing because these characters look kind of like they're 14, except they're sporting like a double D. And when they transform their shinobi transformation, they literally take off their clothes. They're naked. They are naked. Their hands are over their boobs, in a way that you don't see nipple. And when they take their hands away, it's covered by a white flash. You know, it's completely eye candy game for the perverts out there.
Was it also an
You are
anime?
triggering me so hard right now. This is the cringe is too hard.
Yes, it just does. It's why we $60. Come on, man. There's porn is free. Porn is 100% free. Yet you gotta go play this game that basically shows
Someone
you
took the
nothing
time to
but
make that game.
awesome. Huh?
Someone took the time to make that game, though.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of these games out there, believe it or not. What do you think DOA came from?
Porn isn't free. Porn costs lives.
Oh, yeah. But no, you're not spending
That's
you're not monetary you're not spending any monetary.
You're not losing any monetary value on that, but you just killed about 500 fucking kids in like 30 seconds.
Yeah. Senran Kagura, I gave it a D minus just because, well, repetitive gameplay, just no story whatsoever. It's just all about how many of these girls, and my dad tells you, there's absolutely probably no guys in this game. I have yet to see one. There's just 200 girls stuck on an island. Some of them look alike, and they're literally tearing the clothes off each other, except for the shinobis, who one of these girls, when she transforms,
Uh-huh.
she takes off her clothes, of course, and then the scroll comes out of her ass, literally.
Oh!
You can YouTube that. She bends over and the scroll comes right out of her ass. It comes right between her legs, poof, and there it comes out. And I'm like, what? And then there's another girl when she transforms. Her end uniform when after she transforms this is what she looks like. She looks like she's ready to attend PE in school or something. She doesn't look like a ninja. She looks like she's ready to run a few laps for her school. I don't understand what's going on here. All I know is it just featured all these girls having double D, if not bigger, and they bounce all over the place, like more so than you'd ever believe.
is there a
Is there a plot? No, there is no plot. They're trapped on an island and they're battling. That's basically what it comes down to. I'm pretty sure there's a plot when they talk, but I wasn't really paying attention. It's not anywhere near interesting. You're just basically there just for the boobs.
Yeah. Well, get what you pay for, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's other games out there. I'll just do a double review here. And I actually enjoyed, not really enjoyed, but I had amusement. No, that came out wrong. But I enjoyed playing Akiba Strip for the first 2 hours, and that game I thought was pretty much a pervy game as well because you're stripping the clothes off people. But let's be fair here. There are male and female characters in this game, and you can strip both of them, and they're technically vampires. So that gives you reason why you're stripping them, because when you take the clothes off a vampire and they're out in the sun, they melt. So, hey, justified. The story's still shit, but at least
So
it's
it's
an
part of the
objective.
game.
Yes, it's part of the game. It
At
makes
least
sense.
the reason. Okay.
There's a reason for doing stuff in that game at the very least. Never mind, it's filled with the open, the like this is one of those games that felt like it was open world, but it's not. And it had the stupid fetch quest that everyone hates, and you could pretty much beat up everybody. And it was everything wrong, but at the very least, I'll still call it a game.
Mm-hmm.
But Senran Kagura, nope. All boobs, just nothing but boobs. Just push a button, everyone gets knocked down, their clothes fall off, boobs. I don't see how you can even lose in that game.
Oh, I remember
Every-
watching this anime.
So you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I remember watching the anime. I never played the game. Have you been playing these games while Carrie's out shopping? What the fuck have you been doing?
Oh no, these games are gifts. People are giving them to me.
Who the fuck is giving you this?
Kevin was the one who got me Akiba Strip.
Kevin, of course.
Like, oh, you like anime games, so this must be something that you'd like. And I'm like, okay, thank you.
Yeah, he had to get rid of it before Maggie saw it.
Yeah.
Maggie was in the room when he gave it to me.
Yeah, yeah.
And
She,
Carrie was, I was looking at Carrie, was like, "Can I play this game?" And she's like, "Whatever." So I played it, and it's like it's not nearly as bad as I thought. Senran
Oh,
Kagura was way worse.
I have to go to GameStop tomorrow to buy Five Nights at Freddy's action figures. I don't know why I said that out loud, but I do.
Oh, they have
My
the
God, get out.
Freddy plush doll up in GameStop now. I
I
took a
know, but
picture of it.
I'm looking on the website and they have Foxy, and then they have literal action figures, and with the figures comes Springtrap's parts.
Ooh,
So you can make Springtrap.
interesting.
Dude, we were just talking about how in the last podcast it's a waste of fucking time and money.
Do
And now you're
I come to your house and complain about your internet?
Yes.
will.
Yes, you.
Yeah, you will.
I got that PowerPoint. I'm fucking working on it.
Oh my god. Well, you know, Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, they'll just have to be another topic altogether.
Yeah.
Games that just. How about this? All right. Who's up? Is it my turn for topics next week?
I mean, I've just been kind of doing
I-
it, so
think
I
it's-
will say just a topic for next week.
Okay.
Topics. How about too many sequels? We'll call it that. Games that too many sequels.
you better clear your schedule because that's going to be an all-night discussion.
Oh,
Yeah.
isn't this already? We're on to way too overtime here. Not anything for me, but whatever.
Oh, dude, it's like I said, don't even edit it. Just fucking post it as it is.
Well, no, I have to remove your words from the
No
card.
one knows what that is.
Yeah, well, let's. You want to take the risk? It's up to you.
Oh no, fine. Remove the word. The word.
I'll tell you what. I will just put a bleep for that. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, put a beep.
All right. So he's not really swearing because he can fuck shit, cunt, bitch,
Yeah.
whatever. But that word is forbidden.
Tony said a no word.
That must be so bad. It had to be bleeped.
Well, I mean,
Any swear.
they've stopped calling it that. So.
I don't care. It can still change it to a word.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not risking that for anything. All right, so this concludes. Tony, why don't you take us out?
Oh, I didn't write an outro.
All right, so I'll do it then. All right, thank you for listening to the podcast for Game and Retail, the part of the Game and Tell group. Tony's got some wonderful Let's Plays of him playing Doom that will be posted up on the channel fairly soon. Matt's probably got some sort of thing he's cooking up sometimes near future. I got some new videos. I actually posted the Resident Evil 7 demo, which I believe was one of the more scary games I've ever played. So if you want to see me be a total pussy for 12 minutes, then by all means, check out that video. We're going to be checking out some more games out there. I just realized there actually is another way to beat Resident Evil 7 demo, believe it or not. So we're going to go, we might do a revisit. I will maybe try to get Tony to play Undertale sometime in the near future. I'll be hitting the Angry Video Game Nerd game sometime soon. And probably we're going to be talking about sequels in the next Game and Retail. So, guys, any final thoughts before we end it out? Last word?
No, I'm good.
All right, I guess it's time to go sleep then. All right, so good night, everybody. We are out.